So I want to welcome you guys to a special edition of Cornhusker Corner. This is going to be a very brief episode. I want to also give you a reminder to go ahead and like and subscribe to the podcast. We really enjoy doing these, and also follow us on Twitter at Husker Corner and on Instagram, Cornhusker Corner. So I wanted to go ahead and just get into the studio today and give my prediction for the game tomorrow, because I was sick for our podcast this week and I have some thoughts on it. And both our special guests, Greg and Blake, predicted that Nebraska would lose this game. And while I understand where people are coming from based on how we looked in week one, I believe that 9 times out of 10, the more physical team is going to win the game. 9 times out of 10. Now watch both those first games. Watch Nebraska versus Minnesota, and you watch Colorado versus TCU. Now, I'm not disparaging Colorado at all, but that was not a physical football game. TCU versus Colorado was not a physical football game. And I think that the matchups inside, as far as front seven and O-line, are going to favor Nebraska heavily in this game. I think that this is going to be a coming out party for Matt Rule and the Nebraska Cornhuskers. I think that they're going to silence the hype of Deion. I think that it could be Nebraska really making a statement. It could be Nebraska really making a statement. And I expect it, to be honest, at this point. I have trust in this coaching staff. I have trust in the physicality of this team. We are a good tackling team. I believe that. I think that Colorado has athletes, but just because Nebraska played a Big Ten style of game last week with Minnesota does not mean they are not athletic on the back end, especially defensively. I think that Nebraska's defensive backs are getting so underestimated in this whole conversation. I think that, of course, Colorado has good receivers. They have good skill positions on offense. Travis Hunter, Xavier Weaver, Jimmy Horn Jr. Then you got that running back, Dylan Edwards. He is very impressive. They have some impressive skill positions. But you're talking about a team who Deion even admitted they are going to be built from the outside in. Now, that sounds like a recipe for disaster going up against a Big Ten team. You can't be built from the outside in. Now, could they get up on top early, get an early lead? Could happen. I mean, athletic teams have a tendency to do that sometimes, but I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't. I think that Nebraska is a fundamentally sound team. I think that they've made strides. I think that it's interesting because I just talked about Deion building Colorado from the outside in, admittedly. Well, almost seems like Matt Rule's doing the exact opposite thing with Nebraska. The defensive line group that Nebraska is running with this year is a young group. I mean, it's the type of group that a couple years from now is going to be a veteran group, but that's Matt Rule's MO. He brings in young players, plays them a lot, and gets them a lot of experience to where 2 or 3 years from now, all of a sudden you have experienced depth. Now, we're only 2 games into the Matt Rule tenure. Will these things play out in the exact way that I'm saying they will? I'm not sure. We'll see. That's why we watch the game. But I just wanted to make this video today because I woke up with a feeling that we're going to get the job done. I woke up with a feeling that it's time to restore the order. Restore the order. It's time. I am predicting that Nebraska will beat Colorado by 2 scores. Could be a 1-score game. We'll see. It's like 89% of the money that has been bet on this game is on Colorado. Now, think about that. The line last week was -5 Nebraska, -6 Nebraska. And now this week it's -3 Colorado. So that's a 9-point swing just in 1 week, just based off of hype and perception. Now, I have a lot of respect for Deion. I have a lot of respect for him as a coach. And watching their team last week, I have a lot of respect for Colorado as a team as well. Does not mean they don't have weaknesses. They do have weaknesses, namely on the inside, and I think that will be exposed. I have a feeling that Gabe Ervin's going to have a game. He's going to have a lot of yards, and I think Nebraska's going to get it done. So I'm excited for the game. I hope you are excited for the game. I think that Nebraska is going to show out well in the crowd. I heard someone say that there's no way Nebraska fans will be in the crowd. Shout out Aaron Murray, actually, on Snap's podcast. That's who said it. He said there's no way there's going to be more Nebraska fans there than Colorado. Well, he might be right about that. I don't think there's going to be more Nebraska fans than Colorado fans this year just because of the hype behind that program right now. But like my brother said on the podcast the other day, you're going to notice the Nebraska fans there. And Colorado's sending out headline-worthy material about how, hey, we're going to have more Colorado fans there. 60% Colorado fans. That's something to be proud of. Man, if any team ever came into Memorial Stadium and took up 40% of the stadium, that would be an embarrassment for Nebraska fans. We would look at that as an embarrassment. So we're talking about 2 completely different types of programs. It's an old school rivalry. I love that the element of hype has been brought in with Deion Sanders. It makes the whole thing more fun. But I'm very excited for the game tomorrow, and I think the boys are going to get it done. So I hope you enjoyed this prediction. I hope it gives you a little bit of Kool-Aid to drink. And I want to give you a reminder to go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. We enjoy doing these. We enjoy talking about Nebraska football on a week in, week out basis. And also follow us on X or Twitter at Husker Corner and on Instagram, Cornhusker Corner. So we'll all be watching the game tomorrow. And I wanted to get this prediction out there because I have a feeling that it's going to come true. Go Big Red.